Today we're going to talk about some forgotten Mario games that need a remake. What is up guys, my name is Chase and Super Mario RPG is the latest retro remake available for the Nintendo Switch. And this is an old Super Nintendo game from 1996 developed by Square. So I think it's really interesting that we are getting a full remake of this game in 2023. And that got me thinking, how about let's dive deep into the Mario Vault and find some old Mario games that should get a remake. The first Mario game that I think should get a remake is Super Mario Land. Originally released in 1989 for the Nintendo Game Boy, Super Mario Land was Nintendo's first attempt at making a handheld Mario game. With the Game Boy essentially being a souped-up calculator, let's see how this first attempt turned out. So it's not great. I think a full-on remake of Super Mario Land can be very interesting in current times. Obviously, they had to find a way to fit a Mario experience on the Game Boy, so there is quite a bit of jank to this game. But also, I feel like this game introduces some of the weird and wackiness that we would eventually see in Super Mario Bros. Wonder. Things like the game not taking place in the Mushroom Kingdom, Princess Peach being replaced by Princess Daisy, and all of the weird power-ups and gimmicks in this game, I feel like was almost predicting the future with Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So remaking the game today, I feel like will fit perfectly with the trajectory of the current state of 2D Mario. Just fixing up the graphics and the gameplay, I feel like could make for a very interesting release in present times. Maybe they can even bundle it with a remake of Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins per schlaps. That game I feel like made a lot of improvements from the original Super Mario Land. I mean, for one thing, Mario actually looks like Mario, but it still has a lot of the weird and wackiness of the original Super Mario Land. So I feel like it would be very interesting to see a full reimagining of these two original handheld Mario games. Next up, let's talk about the Game & Watch Gallery. Game & Watch Gallery was a very interesting series of games that Nintendo put out on the Nintendo Game Boy. Essentially, these games in themselves were remakes of old Game & Watch games. In the 4 games that were released, they all combined a collection of classic Game & Watch games, but modernized them by replacing a lot of the elements with Mario characters. So I think it would be really awesome to see all of these old Game & Watch games once again remade in the current day. In fact, we kind of got a taste of that with Nintendo Land on the Wii U. There was the Octopus Dance minigame based on the Game & Watch game. The point being, I think there could be some really cool potential with remaking the Game & Watch Gallery games with present-day Mario graphics. Maybe they could even combine the 4 Game & Watch Gallery games into a single collection and charge like $50 or $60 for it. Now this is where things might get a little wacky. The third forgotten Mario game that I think should get a remake is Hotel Mario. Hotel Mario was released on the Philips CDI back in 1994. This game has the infamous Mario and Luigi cutscenes, and overall it's just kind of a weird game, which I think is really cool because I feel like we're in the point of the Switch's lifespan where Nintendo is going to start doing some weird things. But anyway, the actual gameplay of Hotel Mario is sort of a puzzle platformer where Mario has to go through all of the floors of this quote-unquote hotel and try to close all of the doors as little baddies keep coming out. It seems like a very arcadey type of game, almost similar to the Mario vs. Donkey Kong games. Which, hey, speaking of remakes, the first Mario vs. Donkey Kong game is in fact getting a remake. And because this game was released on the Philips CDI, I don't know man, like so many of the designs here, it just does not feel like Mario. So if Nintendo actually took this game and did everything themselves, I think it would be really interesting to see what the final product would look like. Replace all of the characters and settings with actual official ones, redo these ridiculous cutscenes, and hey, these cutscenes did have some notorious voice acting.
All toasters toast toast.
Now that we have official voices for the Mario characters, maybe throw some Chris Pratt and Charlie Day in there. Now if things weren't already weird enough, the 4th game I picked from deep within Mario's vault is Mario Clash. Mario Clash was basically the Mario game released for the Virtual Boy in 1995. It once again has a very arcadey, high score type of gameplay. Basically, it's the classic original Mario Bros gameplay, but now there's a foreground and a background that the characters can switch between. From what I hear, this is a very basic Mario game. I mean, since it is essentially based on the original Mario Bros game, it's bound to be just very simple and kind of open-ended. And because of that, I feel like a remake of Mario Clash would make for a really great eShop game. Just something kind of small that Nintendo can throw into the eShop for, I don't know, like 10 or 15 bucks. And then you can just kind of endlessly play it for as long as you want to. Obviously, since this is the Virtual Boy, let's actually get some freaking color in here. And once again, updating all of the assets with current ones. I feel like this could be a really cool throwback, and just something small that Nintendo can throw onto the eShop to keep us occupied. We're like babies. Now how about let's cap things off with Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix. Now this might be the weirdest thing on this list. Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix was a pretty late Nintendo GameCube game released in 2005. It's basically exactly what it sounds like. It's DDR set in the Mushroom Kingdom with Mario characters and Mario soundtrack. The game came with a full-on dance pad, and you would just go through some Mario tracks and tap along. I did play a bit of this game in my childhood, but I didn't really get too far. But from what I remember, there is an actual story mode to this game, and you actually go through like different levels and challenges and whatnot. I mean, if anything, I feel like this game is a nice celebration of the absolute classic bangers we've gotten throughout all of the Mario games. And so seeing a remake of this game I think could be really cool. Throughout the years, I feel like we've learned that near the end of a Nintendo system's life, Nintendo will sometimes just do like weird things and, you know, just basically whatever they want to do. For example, with the GameCube, we had the original Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix, as well as Donkey Konga, both released in 2005, 1 year before the release of the Wii. So now, as we start to see the end of the Nintendo Switch, maybe Nintendo will end up back on their weird era and release a DDR peripheral. Or hey, I just realized, maybe they could even implement the leg strap that was released with Ring Fit Adventure and Nintendo Switch Sports. But honestly, I kinda just want to be cursed with Luigi dancing again. I think we're in an interesting time with the Nintendo Switch. We're getting quite a few out-of-the-box remakes with Super Mario RPG, the upcoming Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, as well as Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. So why the heck not? I think it would be really funny if Nintendo brought back these old, forgotten Mario games. But let me know in the comments what Mario games you guys would like to see Nintendo remake. Speaking of Mario games, if you guys want to hear my thoughts on the latest 2D Mario game, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, check out the video below. For now, thank you so much for watching. My name is Chase, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!